Hi, so welcome to today's blog breakdown. Today we'll be discussing Coca-Cola's entry and marketing strategy in India, the Thanda Empire, how a foreign cola bought the Indian fridge and made its way to our Indian hearts. So let's get started. Because Coca-Cola left India, came back and made its way to every fridge out there. So the exit nobody talks about. So Coca-Cola was there in India since the 1950s and until the 1970s, it was positioned as this aspirational Western drink. But again in 1970s during some conflict, 1977 came the Foreign Exchange Regulations Act, demanding foreign companies dilute equity and disclose the secret formula to continue operating. Coca-Cola simply said no and chose exit over exposure. The commerce concept here is regulatory risk, protecting a core IP asset over short-term market access. So let's see what led further. Nature abhors vacuum, obviously. एक soft drink गया, but demand है तो supply should be there. So from 1977 to the period of 1993, Parle Group stepped in and filled this void with local alternatives. Limca, Gold Spot, Citra, Maaza, Thumbs Up. Thumbs Up is important here because Thumbs Up becomes the stronger than Coke local hero for a generation that didn't know the original. It built immense brand loyalty. So during the 16-year exile, foreign aspiration was replaced by a genuine, deeply rooted local brand loyalty. So then again, during India's liberalization in 1991, by 1993, Coke returns. And this time the strategy for market entry is buy, don't rebuild. So a $40 million master stroke, instead of fighting the local giant that is the Parle Group, Coca-Cola buys inherited assets, 16 years of deeply rooted brand loyalty, an existing bottling network, and instant shelf space. Coca-Cola didn't re-enter as a foreign brand hoping for acceptance. It re-entered as the owner of the brands India had already accepted. So what did they exactly do? So the move is basically that they're not treating local taste as an enemy, but instead owning it. It's like an asset to acquire. And that's what brings us to this ecosystem map of the illusion of choice. Kahin bhi jaoge, it's still Coca-Cola you are buying. You try buying Maaza, Limca, Thumbs Up, or even your favorite Diet Coke, the midnight one, or even the simply water brand Kinley. Oh, by the way, during this research, I also found out apparently Fanta is South African. I mean, I guess Indians have been quite in a mood of Fanta nowadays because Fanta piyega mera bachcha. So yeah, Fanta is South Africa. You could check more about it. So basically the point is that Coca-Cola isn't one brand. It's a beverage ecosystem. It's basically wearing parent company's name on the back of every label you touch, everything on your fridge, whether it's Lime and Limni Limca or anything else. So what is this master brand illusion? The illusion is just one. Global brand exporting American culture. That's what you think of Coca-Cola, right? It's an American brand that has come to India. But in reality, India has a bigger market for Coca-Cola because they are not just selling the Coke. It's a hyper-local beverage ecosystem wearing a parent company's name, as I said. So what is this portfolio branding owning both sides of the rivalry? I mean, come on, Cola versus Cola or dono Coca-Cola? I guess that's what business is. So Coca-Cola is the smooth, aspirational global drink, very American feel, the real thing. Thumbs Up is its desi, bold version, taste the thunder. Like it captures our Indian spirit, and Coca-Cola is our aspiration, the choice. So basically, the check is that rather than forcing one brand to be everything, Coca-Cola pits these brands against each other. And then it wins the aspirational customer as well as the rebellious customer, capturing the entire market in a way. Now, let's coming to their marketing strategy, the linguistic hijack. Cultural greeting. कुछ दूँ ठंडा या गरम? Well, garam obviously leads to chai or coffee or something, but thanda is basically like your cold drinks, and cold drink matlab Coca-Cola. So what is this cultural ownership? कहाँ से आया ये ठंडा मतलब Coca-Cola? So the strategy was hijack India's default hospitality question. Don't just sell the drink, sell the ritual of the drink that sits inside of. Further on in the next campaign, that is Share a Coke, localized हर रिश्ते के नाम की Coca-Cola, introducing even Coca-Cola to the relationships and on the bond. So pillar 1 of 3, emotion plus localization. Coca-Cola India's marketing strategy runs on 3 pillars. 4 actually, but I would bring it to 3 because emotion, localization, affordability and distribution. Now here we'll be discussing affordability and distribution together. So one of the most iconic marketing campaigns, Thanda Matlab Coca-Cola. Amir Khan starred in these from 2002 to 2003, and this is the campaign. Honestly, eventually every marketing student reads, and for good reason. It basically didn't just advertise the product; it hijacked this existing Hindi phrase, "Thanda ya garam," India's default hospitality greeting, and made Coca-Cola the automatic answer. That's not advertising, that's linguistic ownership. Better advertising, basically. Like, yeah, I would put up a link in my description. You could check out all their ads. They're all entertaining and super funny. Though I liked the Manu Abi one best. And even that Nepali tour guide. Even the Punjabi guy is nice. Or even the Tapori one. Maybe all are nice. You should just need to check it out yourself. Pillar 2, share a Coke. So again, this originated in Australia and later was imported to India. The concept is global share a Coke campaign. Replace logo with the common first names to encourage sharing. The Indian execution was that it adapted to 25 plus regional languages, Bengali, Tamil, and even relationships like Papa, Mummy, Didi, Bhaiya. The impact was deep personal connections and vernacular, and even joining to the local vernacular, turning bottles into social currency and gifting items. Pillar 3, producing culture. This is actually one of the most unique things in my opinion that Coca-Cola did. Coke Studio. Coke Studio is basically stop interrupting culture with ads but producing original culture directly. You know that song is from Coke Studio. And while Coke Studio Bharat is recently produced and is popping out one good song after another, but yeah, I guess there is some cultural capital to be given to even Coke Studio Pakistan because come on, India has heard a lot of songs from them. Pasudi was so viral. Yeah, Afreen is still a all-time buster, chart buster. Festivals like Diwali, Milke Hi Manegi Diwali. So this is a very interesting one. Like I don't know, I haven't seen with this one, but this sounded very interesting in my research. Basically, they used NFC lock bottles that only open when sender and receiver meet, forcing a physical reunion. And then there's this film about Poke Shothe Pujor Bhoj, hyper localizing Bengali language pandal hopping film. The rule of thumb is all same. Don't sell the drink, sell the ritual. The drinks sits in the situation. Now coming to the distribution, the last mile hub and spoke. So basically they have 58 bottling plants, 24 company owned, 34 leased or franchise. Big trucks. What they do is basically they move the stock to central hubs and from there through medium vehicles hub to spoke distribution happens. Like suppose there is this central location in Delhi, तो Delhi में truck करके आपका Coca-Cola आ जाएगा and then वहां से आपका ऑटो रिक्शा हो गया, ई रिक्शा हो गई, छोटी वाली टेम्पो हो गई and then it goes to all the smaller localities. Even auto rickshaws and cycles, camel carts and mules even in extreme last mile in Rajasthan. 8,000 distributors feeding 2.7 million retail outlets. Coca-Cola solved the last mile with camels before ads. So why exactly did they do that? Basically, the point of solving the last mile, the 3 A's was availability, affordability and accessibility. They also introduced a Chota Coke that is 200 ml for 5 rupees, designed specifically to compete with hyper-local rural colas, jumping rural penetration from 9 to 25 to 28% back in the 2000s. The insight is that advertising fails if the product isn't cheaply and immediately available because then they'll switch to then whatever next cola is available. Ad dekha, they want the Coca-Cola, it should be with them, it should be there. That is the synergy engine, online and offline. So basically online creates buzz and desire, social storytelling, Coke Studio, sharing, Coke personalization, participation, cultural embedding. Offline converts into consumption, retail visibility, point of sale branding, red discipline, right execution daily, ensuring products are stocked, visible and refrigerated. Because in FMCG, shelf space matters as much as the good ad and as much as the brand. The synthesis insight is a warm Coke converts worse than a cold one. So if online markets the craving of if online offline distribution can't satisfy within arm's reach, the sale transfers to the rival brand, as I said. So as I said that all this research was done because I was participating like every other MBA student to the 2026 Coca-Cola Mantra Challenge. So I took this challenge about being a Coke ambassador and I took theme 2 that was reimagining a legendary Coca-Cola campaign for a new generation of consumers. So I took their most legacy phrase, Thanda Matlab Coca-Cola meets a generation that didn't grow up saying it but their parents instead did. So the pivot is the ritual of steadying someone in Indian households is quietly stabbed from a Coca-Cola to the youth's Diet Coke. So with vignette 1, that is scene 1, the generational bridge, the concept, Thanda matlab Coca-Cola, mood matlab Diet Coke. What happens when Thanda matlab Coca-Cola becomes this ritual of steadying someone with a cold drink. बस Coca-Cola के बदले इस बार Diet Coke. Scene 1. Yeah. The elevator nerves. An intern rushes in from the metro, catching his breath with a Diet Coke. The manager in the lift smiles and pats his back, flashing back to his own rushed entrance 2 decades back, gripping a glass Coke bottle, running late on not wanting to run late on his first day. Same nerves, same steadying gesture. Just the drink has changed. This is the visualization of the scene. I used ChatGPT for this one, and I think it captured the vibe quite well. Scene 2, the Shadi anxiety. So the scene is that a groom is visibly anxious because he is younger than the bride, and his brides decide to just cheer him up or maybe just boost his spirits up by sharing a Diet Coke. The bride's mother smiles and sees it and recognizes that gesture because years ago at her own wedding, even her husband tried to steady her with a Coke. Diet Coke. Sarupurana ritual. The airport solo trip. Okay, this one was really sweet, and this one was something I imagined from reality itself. So back when my parents left me at the hostel, we didn't talk much. Like there was this silence that Rajate. So we all just had a Coke. So yeah, a father is on his last work trip and a daughter on her first solo work trip, gates apart. So they turn her nerves into a toast conducted entirely over text. Thinking of you, your first big trip. All the best, sweetie. Dad. Coca-Cola. The girl. Thanks, Dad. A bit nervous, but ready. Cheers from gate B42. Love you. A Diet Coke. And further, the scene can even trickle to social media, prompting real people to post split images with their parents. The Coca-Cola generation versus the Diet Coke generation. Or not versus, more like together. Again, this is the visualization of that scene, capturing the girl's anxiety and the father being proud. The social expansion mechanic, as I said, basically let the internet finish the campaign. The trigger, the airport vignette is designed to trickle seamlessly into Instagram reels. Users can post a split screen photo with a parent or a grandparent or even an elder sibling. One with the classic glass bottle on one side, a silver can on the other. The hashtag mood matlab Diet Coke. The goal being moving from passive observation to active UGC and cultural participation. The cricket match. सिर्फ screen और drink बदला है, feeling नहीं. The whole family jumps at the last over. Coke in the elder's hand, Diet Coke in the last kid's hand, who are already cheering because the live score on their phones beat the broadcast. Just a second. Medicine alarms, MBA student life. It's 11 p.m. by the way. So the insight is same screen, but different can. See, the youngster is watching the match on his phone, checking the score on the live broadcast, whereas the elder generation was watching it on the bigger screen. Coca-Cola on one hand, Diet Coke on the other. The startup talk. So son nervously confesses he quit his job to build his startup. The father doesn't say anything. He simply sets down 2 Diet Cokes, celebrating the leave, exactly like his father celebrated when he decided to go to the city for the job instead of sitting at the family shop, and celebrated it with a Coca-Cola instead of a lecture. I quit my job. I want to start something of my own. Diet Coke bitter. Because years ago it was, I want to move to the big city. I have got a job offer. I can't stay in the family shop anymore. Maybe it's time to celebrate with a Coke. So the ultimate lesson here is, the core insight is that global scale and local specificity are not in a conflict. The companies that win are the ones that stop treating them like they are. In fact, the closer look is the smartest strategic move Coca-Cola ever made in India wasn't a single ad. It was recognizing that the brands India already trusted were worth more than the brand it was trying to protect. So they mixed it up, they made it with us, and they became Indian in spirit. Okay, here are some open questions for you to solve in the comments. Does owning both sides of a rivalry, that is Coke versus Thumbs Up, have a growth ceiling? Again, this one is very important. Is the 1993 buy don't build playbook repeatable in today's D2C era? As language shifts, how long can a linguistic hijack like Thanda survive? And is the rural camel cart network stronger more than the marketing? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Bye bye. See you till then. And for more such breakdowns, follow and subscribe to me. And room tour, I guess, will be soon up and coming there once I have little free time from my classes. See you till then. Bye bye.